There we go. And thank you. I can edit her out when we done. All right.
I'm not in it. Oh, it
Yeah, you
wasn't.
are. Your head was in it. All right, be quiet. Get out. Thank you. You have served your purpose for today. Thank you, man. So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Can We Real Talk. I have a very close and personal friend who will be joining me today. He is very knowledgeable. I love this guy. He is funny. I could give a bunch of accolades about him. He's funny, he's lovely, full of shit, just like we all are. But I love him dearly. He's going to give you his truth. We're going to talk about some really interesting stuff. I love his conversation because I could talk to him forever because he's an intellect like myself, and I like talking to people with knowledge. If you don't know nothing, please don't step in my lane. And I say that with humility. I'm not being arrogant when I say that, but I like good conversation and I like learning things. And I've learned a lot from him. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest for today, Calvin.
I don't hear no applause.
You want to hear applause? There you go.
How's everybody doing today?
Well, we're hoping they're doing well. But what I want to know from you is we're going to talk about, you and I had a little brief encounter yesterday in our driveway. And I just stopped and I talked to Kyle and I told him what the project was about, and it was sex, love, and relationships. What does it look like for you in 2025? So Calvin is going to give us a perspective, and I'm going to chime in what it looks like for him, because he brought up a lot of different things, and they were really good issues when you talk about sex, when you talk about love, and you talk about relationships. Because remember, we're talking about, although they're all in correlation, we're talking about three different entities. So Calvin's going to break that down for us. You ready for this, Cal?
No, but let's go for it.
Okay, so our first topic we're going to talk about is sex.
Sex sells.
Yes, it does. And everybody's doing it, but don't nobody want to talk about it. Everybody watches porno. It's the second largest search engine, but everybody denies it. So let's talk about these things.
Not really.
Okay. Well, what's your perspective?
My perspective is people are talking about it.
Yeah.
But they're talking about it on the wrong platform.
I would agree.
And what I mean by that is, if you're going to talk about it, okay, let's go back. They're being about it. They're not talking about it.
Right. And you touched on that yesterday. So explain to us what does that mean?
In this day and age, in this realm, there's confusion. There is confusion.
Right.
Because you don't know who's playing with in what ballpark.
Thank you so much, because that's one of the things I touch on. He's absolutely right.
You don't know who's playing in what ballpark, and the moment that you go to the game, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Oh, I don't play in that field." Well, then why are you in the field?
Right. Well, fuck it. Why are you playing the game? There you go. Let's
Well,
start with that.
You don't hate the game. You hate the people who play the damn game.
I say it again.
Okay, you don't hate the game. You hate the people who play the damn game, but they're not playing it correctly, or they're playing it as they see fit. For centuries, past my existence, before my existence, sex has existed.
This is true. And can I chime in real quick? Do you see? A lot of people don't know sexual history, which Calvin's going to touch on, right? We call our women hoes and sluts today, right? If they've had more than one partner, right? But alluding back to the time that Calvin is talking about, actually, the woman was praised for her sexual accolades. She was the teacher. She was praised for these things, and now today she's shamed for the very same things.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily shame. Women shame themselves. That's going to be one. Two, men shame women.
Come closer to you, Mike.
Men shame women as a sign of control.
I agree, totally. And that's a sign of immaturity.
And no, not necessarily immaturity.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one, but go ahead.
You have someone who wants to control everything that they see or everything that surrounds them, because for some reason they were told that this is your kingdom, but we are nothing more than stewards
Tell him.
for this existence.
Talk heavy.
Now, sex has been going on. That's how we procreate.
Is this smoke bothering you?
Mm-mm.
This vape? Okay.
So, you have to understand the concept of what sex is.
Right.
Sex was sold as a form of, or people did sex or acts or gave up sex as a sign and for payment. Now, let's be truthful. Hookers have been around since biblical times.
Yes, they have. And so has orgies, and so have, and I want to touch on something. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I want to touch on something as well. We see it today, right? With this. Before I forget this, right? Well, what's going on in the industry, right? Right now with the Puff Diddy and the Jay-Z thing, this is nothing new. Like Calvin has alluded to, right? These things were done in the Roman era. You understand what I'm saying? These is when the sex parties and the orgies started, right? And as he alluded to as well, this was a sign of power, control. It was many things. It was many dynamics tied into that. Can you follow up on that, Calvin?
So, if you're going to go, you're going to live with that Diddy crap, that's by far the most.
I just use that for example. I don't give a. I hope if they did that shit, I hope they all burn.
No, I don't think no one should burn. I think, but listen, we're condemning a man. We're condemning something that has been going on for centuries.
Right.
Now let's go and let's tell the truth.
Okay.
This is something that's been going on for years. Now let me tell you why it's a big thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's black.
Oh, what did you say? Say that again.
This man is being persecuted because he is black. Now let's go with something else. Oh God. The same thing with Bill Cosby. He's black. White men have been doing this for centuries.
Exactly.
George Washington has a bunch of little black kids running around here.
So does Thomas Jefferson.
And
don't forget him.
Thomas Jefferson does as well. But let's look at this.
Uh-huh.
I don't condone anyone messing with or playing around with children. Children, you can, as adults, you can do anything you wish.
And I have to jump in there. You are absolutely right. You want to talk about something that burns my collar, because I myself as a child was molested repeatedly by men and women, and I'm gonna tell you something. I was explaining to my wife my first sexual interaction. I was so fucking confused. I didn't know what to do. Like, is this good touch? Is this bad touch? If I do this to her, am I gonna hurt her? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing. Every aspect of our life, or every aspect of our existence, is 360 degrees of separation. There is no single entity that is separated.
I agree.
Everything,
it all has matter.
Everything on the map connects.
Yeah, I agree.
You just have to sit down and find a connection. But the connections are there. There are no separations.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about just sex, I mean, God knows sex. Animals have sex. I mean,
right.
But they don't have. They have sex with a meaning, which
right.
is to procreate and pass their genes along and have other little animals. That's it. That's it.
Right.
We use sex as a tool to control, manipulate, and for funds.
Right.
End of story.
Right.
Christmas song sung by many different women. Mm-hmm. Santa Baby.
Oh wow, that's a good one. That's
okay.
a good one. What the fuck is that all about anyway?
Santa, I've been a good girl. You know, she's selling herself. She said, I've been a good girl. And could you put a sable under the tree? Could you give me some property? Could you make sure there's some checks along with Listen.
Go Cal.
Go. Is always here. It's not like it's going to disappear.
Right.
But if you're talking about sex, love, and relationships, in order to have either, you have to understand who you are.
Yes. Totally agree. Totally.
Some people want sex. Not a problem. They don't want love. They don't want relationship.
And it's, hey, I know what I believe, but I'm kind of on the fence about that because here's the thing. In this day and time, you're right. I just put that up on a post. Like women, I'm proud of some women. Like they're tired of the bullshit, right? So what they're doing is they're saying like, yo, okay, this is what you're doing. You know, I'm gonna live my best life, right? And for that person, that may be liberating them. That may be not only sexually liberating, but liberating that woman and or man. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're breaking free from the bullshit.
Well, so but a lot of the bullshit is the bullshit that we create.
How about that? Holla.
A lot of the world is not as complicated as it seems. We cannot live without complications.
Okay.
We don't know how to.
No. We don't have that cognitive skill set.
God gave us the ability to live
right
without this madness.
But here's the thing. That's why we still need God in our life, right?
Well, because that's why we still need Him. But
right.
See, even when if we will still need Him because He was our Father and our Father provided for us. He gave us everything that we needed. But
right.
we still chose others. We still chose more. God said, "I got everything you need." But someone said, "Okay, I need more." No, what you need is what I give you, and I know your needs. I know your wants. Now, not making this religious.
Right.
But we're just telling the truth. And this is just my opinion.
Right. Okay. But see,
where we are is where we put ourselves. Where we are is what we see of our own self and our own existence. Doesn't matter whether you gay, straight, and whatever other letters these damn LGBTQ, whatever the hell all that crap is.
Come on in a little bit. You got a range. I want you to slide that way.
I don't want to slide
this way. There you go. I don't want to lose you.
I don't know what all this acronym is. Probably. I know some of them mean. I don't know what the hell they mean. I'm just a little too damn old for it. You're supposed to live your best life. Live who you are.
Exactly.
But only person who can tell you who you are is you.
That's right.
Now,
I just told somebody that on a post as well.
You. Okay, so for the children of the night, let me explain something to you. Everything revolves around everything, and as I stated earlier, this is not necessarily about sex. This is about control. This is about manipulation. This is about something that will never go away.
Right.
$1.
Okay. So I want to chime in real quick, right? And like you said, like we're not solely stuck on religion here because we're talking about sex, love, and relationships. But here's the interesting part about that, right? That seal of protection had been taken off of us, like you said, when you alluded back to without saying a name, somebody wanted more. You understand what I'm saying? So we lost our perfection. So now we, like you said, here we sit. We don't know how to effectively communicate with each other all the time because we lost our perfection, right? Because we wanted more. We wanted more.
Even though we wanted more.
Right.
Even though we wanted more, and He was going to give us more.
Right.
In due time.
Mm-hmm.
But we weren't, nor did we want the calm seas.
Uh-huh.
We had to have something going on.
We needed action, in other words. We needed it. Okay.
All right. Now, so you take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
It's proven. Where is our humanity? Now, let me tell you something about the devil being at work.
He's forever busy.
We are sitting here,
yes,
talking on electronic items,
right?
A video.
Yep.
Is this a gift or is it a curse? I look at it as a double-edged sword.
It is. It is. I talked about that as well.
The information that is derived from this.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody
can be life-changing.
Can go on and put their views out. Now, let me give you something else. Going back to sex.
Yep.
I look at videos, or I run across videos on YouTube.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, what are these? Okay, so let me take a few steps back. So I'm watching some videos.
Would these be adult videos?
No.
Just regular videos.
Okay. Just regular
okay.
videos.
All right.
So I'm watching a gentleman exercising or cleaning the house with no underwear on, but shorts on. So his manhood is just swinging and splaying,
right,
and semi-hard. And I'm asking myself, what does this have to do with cleaning the house? That's going to be one. What does this have to do with working out? Two, what does this video, what is the purpose?
Okay.
And how does this serve other than your own personal ego?
Okay. So I got some very interesting answers to this. Let's see if we can agree on these, on at least two of them. So my wife and I, again, we were talking about this, right? And I did a post on TikTok, and we know, right? It's a marketing scheme, right? Everything that you and I encounter is aesthetics. We look like the new car. We just gotta have it. We are geared. This society is geared on sell. And how do they tap into that? Right? They tap into our emotions. See, I'm a marketing major, so I know just a little bit about this stuff. I was a marketing and psychology major, so they tap into our emotions. Right? We have to have that item, just like you go back to the sexual images that we would see, like when we go to Manhattan and we downtown and the fancy ass billboards, right? They've sold us all an illusion that every woman should be a size fucking 8, right? This is what we see, right? That they should be a fucking size 8, right? They should look like this. Their fucking hair should look like this, and it's all a fucking facade. The average size of the American, hold on, let me finish one second.
Okay.
The average size of a woman nationwide, not just this country. You ready for the stat? All right, gentlemen and ladies, hold on to your fucking panties and underwear. It would be a size 14, 18. That's national average. So people, you see, we're fooled by aesthetics. This is what they want you to believe. This is what they attune you to. And we have people literally dying with self-esteem fucking issues, chasing something that's not real, that somebody envisioned, and who the fuck that somebody is. Their opinion don't matter.
Yes, it does.
Well, not to me.
Yes, it does.
No, it don't. Not to me.
Well, it's not supposed to mean anything to you. But it goes back to what I originally said. See, there are 360 degrees of separation.
Right.
The person who came up with that solution to put those videos up there and that put out there that sex sells, like as if it's a new entity,
right,
was a white man.
Whoa! What did you just fucking say? No way.
Let's be real and look at what reality is. African Americans, along with anyone of color, holds about maybe 15-20% of the income of the world.
Exactly. And we are the biggest consumers and spenders.
And 80%
of everything.
Everything.
Electronics, clothes, cars, everything.
Caucasian Americans.
Okay.
Or it's ran by Caucasians, immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Because anybody who's here is a refugee.
Okay.
So we that's a different subject. That's a different subject for another day.
Yes.
Now, moving forward, sex sells because this is what they have told you that sex sells.
Exactly.
That's why they are okay with whorehouses. That's why. Is it Texas or is it Las Vegas?
It's Las Vegas.
Where
Las Vegas, they have all the cattle, they have all the sex ranches.
The sex industry is legalized.
Yeah.
Now, why is it legalized? Because it's also a revenue.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, so it's a revenue for them.
Mm-hmm.
Even in small towns and big cities, whorehouses have existed since I don't even think my mom and daddy were existing.
Mm-hmm.
Police officers or police people or people of power were paid off to look the other way. And why they were looking the other way, they were also in the back room getting service.
Exactly.
Okay, so sex is what it is. Sex is not a single entity. Sex sells. Sex has nothing to do with relationship.
It does not.
Relationship.
It's a part of a relationship.
But that's
once you get into the relationship, you have to take the steps.
But we're doing it. We're doing it backwards.
Right.
We're doing
because we want to understand it. Right. We're doing sex first. Right.
We're doing sex first, where it should be understanding first, then relationship.
Talk to him.
Then sex.
Talk to him. See.
Understand something. You can't be with anyone, any man, any woman, any dog, unless you are comfortable and prepared to be by yourself. Because if you don't...
Why is that? If you're not comfortable, give us a little clearer
understanding. Because if you don't like yourself,
right,
you being with someone else is not going to solve the problem.
Right. But a lot of... And I'm glad you... And to your point, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people use other people to fill an emotional void that they have, and once they're there, it's not what they wanted. It's it's just one red flag, and they fall all apart, and they're really not investing their time and their energy into understanding, like you said, that person, because it all boils down to compromise, right?
No, it boils down to you understanding who you are, not
as an individual.
Someone else is.
Right.
Someone else cannot fix what they did not break.
Oh, talk to him.
I can't fix you.
Thank you.
Because I didn't break you.
Okay. Exactly.
And that's where a lot of people are getting the confusion at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of people...
This goddamn wine is good. Go ahead.
...are broken.
Uh-huh.
But they figure if... And this is a bad thing for women, because this is what they put themselves into.
Right.
Oh, I can fix him. No, you can't, honey. You can't fix him. This is who he is.
You can enhance him, though.
You
can enhance him. If you got good energy and good qualities, you can enhance his life.
That's not the job.
Hey, if that's your partner, that's your job.
That's if that's your partner.
Okay.
But that's not how you're going into this.
No, you're not.
You are going into this in the wrong manner, in which I can fix something. You cannot fix something that you did not break.
Right.
If I go break that cup over there, only I can fix it or replace it.
Well, it's your goddamn responsibility.
So if I go break that cup,
right,
why are you trying to fix it or replace it?
Okay. I respect that.
When certain women are looked at differently when it comes down to certain men. Men are looked at... Listen, we got to tell this truth.
It's called Can We Real Talk. Tell it.
Right now it's winter time, so certain men don't have homes. They don't have shit for them damn selves. So they're going to find a woman who has her shit together somewhat, or together, and that's where he will be for the spring.
Let me stop you for a minute, just 1 minute. I love that you fucking touched on this point, right? Because I was talking to all the people that was following me on TikTok, and I said this, right? And I posed the question, right? I call people like that fucking professional bums. Now, I'm forensic. I've been in jail damn near all my life. I've been home for 6 years. My wife accepted me into her home. But guess what? The comeback kid had a fucking job in this field in 90 days. She gave me a credit card. She gave me a phone. She gave me everything. I would not, out of respect and love and honoring her, I would call her every fucking 5 minutes if I bought a fucking loaf of bread off her credit card. That's her money.
That's the truth.
I came in understanding what I had. I had money when I came home, but it wasn't much. But she was willing. She bought me everything I needed to have the best start. And guess what? I wasn't going to let this woman down. I came out the gate 90 days. I was stressed. I was crying. I'm not going to tell you anything fake. I was crying. I was stressed. I suffer from depression, anxiety, PTSD. I was laying around crying. I talked to my mother-in-law. I was like really fucked up mentally. Like I've been going 11 years, and now I left at 39. I come home at 50. Like I'm confused. I'm lost, and I realized that I'm fighting and competing with 25-year-olds. So it was a whole bunch of shit on my plate. But back to what Calvin spoke on is I had somebody, right, and I loved her. and I still love her to this day. We go through what we go through, but I love that woman with everything, every grain in me, because I don't have to be here. I'm here because I love my wife. I want to make this shit work. Yeah, we argue all the time, but that's what you do. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happens in relationships. So we're in a relationship. We're in a marriage. So we cover all the aspects that Calvin and I are going to talk about. But Calvin is bringing some very hot shit and some very valid topics that making me think. You know what I mean? Now back to finish off and let you get back to your point. I call those motherfuckers professional bums. You know what they do? They sit home, they smoke weed. Now I smoke weed. I play video games too. But guess what? My hustle don't stop. You understand? Right now I'm in between some stuff, but we have a nest. I have a nest for me and my wife. It's not much, but it's something we can draw from. It's something that'll benefit both of us. Whereas though the particular person that Calvin is talking about,
but this is not necessarily a particular person. It's just a person.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish to my point. I call those people professional bums because they're not going to do anything. They're going to ride that season out, whether it be cold, and they're on to the next woman. And I'm sorry to tell you, ladies, this: they're on to the next woman. So don't be all enchanted with this asshole. Live your best life, be you, and be your best. Go on, Cal.
Some of that I can't go with.
Okay, well, listen, we can agree to disagree. That's what this format is all about.
Understanding something, you need to be deaf, dumb, and blind.
Oh, God.
If you can't see what is in front of you.
Do you know they say love is blind?
Okay, well, it ain't that damn blind.
It's
even a blind person can see.
It's fucking Ray Charles blind at times. I've seen it.
Even a blind person can still communicate, and a blind person can still navigate.
Truth.
You would have to be deaf, dumb, and blind. This is what most people see. Oh my God, he's 6 foot. Oh my God, look at that body. Oh my God, I can braid his hair for him. Oh my God.
Right. Dumb shit.
Do you see
Medial shit.
Do you see all that swinging in the front? Oh my God, he can wear this out. And then you get it. He gives you all of that. And then the next thing, and maybe a year later, he's like, you had a baby with who? Well, wait a minute. You didn't know that? He had you, and then he had this chick for the...
Right.
How dumb are you?
Right.
Like
nope. We're gonna stop. I gotta stop you there. It's not about an individual being dumb.
No, I'm not. It's not that kind of dumb. There are different levels of being dumb.
Okay.
How silly can you be then?
All right.
Not to see this.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have anything when he came to he didn't bring anything substantial to the table except his looks and dick.
Okay.
And that gave. With gauging that, then I have to look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you want? Is that all you're worth?
Right.
Is good looks and a piece of dick.
Okay.
When you got to call him 15 times for Pampers.
Experienced that, and I didn't experience that on the personal. I experienced that with a family member, with a grown ass man fucking standing next to him. Talk about it.
So, with that being said, why is it that you have, but this is how society is set up. Understand something. We as a people, as a nation, did not set this society up. This society was set up for us, and it was not set up for us to succeed. It was set up for us to fail. What are you talking about? Okay, so here you go. There is no reason why there is a place inside of any county, any city that deals with children and child support. Child support should not be existing. It only exists because people want to go play and not pay.
Okay. So I wanna stop you for 1 second. I like that point. But I want you to get back to initially what you were talking about the guy.
Okay,
so finding shelter.
So
he's in a bad place.
He finds a vulnerable woman,
right,
who he feels is not that good looking and not this size 6. or
Right,
whatever,
right.
And she can use some companions. The only thing. So listen, pretty
Uh-huh.
much, all he has to do is, "I love you, baby." Slap on the ass, let her suck on the knob, and wear that back the fuck out. And he, before he twists his head, he got a home cooked meal.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
He got a pair of new Timbs.
Right.
Now the kids ain't got no new damn Timbs, but
Right.
he got a new pair of Timbs. So he done got a whole brand new gaming system that's maybe $3,000 or $4,000. I'm exaggerating,
Okay.
but
We
the
understand.
kids got Nintendo.
Right.
He got PlayStation.
Right.
Something's wrong with
Something's
this picture.
wrong. So,
But this is not. I'm joking about it. I mean,
it's a
talking
sad
about-
situation, though.
It's a sad situation,
fucking sad
but this is a
situation, man.
real situation. This is a real situation that I've experienced on multiple occasions through the eyes of others. And
excuse me.
I've seen sisters that I know who are strong and smart, but understandably, everybody is not strong and smart. Some people must become strong and smart.
I agree. So I want to chime in right there, right? You said you've seen people who are strong and smart, right? And went for these type of behaviors, right? They fed into it, right? But in their defense, I'm speaking from the woman's side. I ain't speaking from the men's side, because at times we Neanderthals, we just do shit because we can, because we believe we have the ultimate power. So I'm going to speak from this female perspective. Now, my view and opinion on that is, we're talking about, like you said, a woman who has been broken, right? Now, you can't fix her, as you said, right? But if you love her, right, you're willing to give her, just like if somebody had to give you, because we're all damaged in a sense. We all are. We have some damage, some trauma, some issues, right? And one way or another. So what you're willing to do, she's been through that process time and time again, right? So what she's doing is, I've generally noticed, I'm not going to put no people out there that I know, they pick the same fucking person, right, just with a different fucking face. So they tend to gravitate towards those behaviors, which they need to be breaking away from, right? And like you said, I always say, self-assess first. You have to be mentally right for the shit that you get ready to get into.
But see, this is the thing. Oh, no. I got some shit for women, too. Understand something. Yeah, you need to self-assess, but that's not it. You have to, every step that we take in life, every door that we go through, every knob, every window we open, everything that we go through makes us who we are today.
This is true.
Now, you must choose who you're going to be with
Right.
all of this at your hand. Now,
True.
I said something about men looking for homes during the summer and during the winter.
Yeah. And there's a lot of that shit out there.
Oh, but wait a minute.
Go ahead.
We
got women too. Well, I'm not stopping.
I got some women out there.
A lot of women.
Who
A
ain't
lot of
nothing
men.
but
We're going to keep it fair.
ain't nothing but fucking damn money grubbers. I've seen these chicks on YouTube.
YouTube, Instagram,
And-
TikTok, you name it,
telling
every
you
social platform.
with conviction that I'm all of this.
Right.
Okay, you all of what? And then a couple guys have come back and shot back at him and shot back really well. But see, this is the thing. You're all of what? You're the same. Listen, if you're all of this and you're all of that, there are 300 other women who are all of this, all of that, and a
It's
bag
3,000 fucking women that's all of
and
this
a
and all
bag
of that.
and a bag of cookies.
Right.
So guess what? You're not the only one. See, you become unique if you were the only one, but you're not. There's no. If you want your hair done, go to the damn beauty salon and get it done. And why should I spend my money? Well, truthfully, you're doing it for other women. You're getting your hair done. You're getting your nails done for yourself and other women.
Okay.
And most of the time, you're not even really doing it for yourself. You're doing it for other women. Because truthfully, when women get their hair done and nails done and buy it back, they don't show that to men. They show it to them because it's if they're there. Other than that, it's for women.
And I'm gonna stop you right there.
Women impress and show. Women want to impress other women.
I'm gonna stop you right there real quick. Yeah, I agree, but I disagree as well, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because again, I touched on that on TikTok, right? I agree with you heavily. Here's the thing. Our women and women in general, going back to those billboards and all of that shit, aesthetics, what they're taught, what has been programmed in them, right? That I have to look this way. He's not gonna like me. I'm not gonna be popular in my female circle, like you said. You understand what I'm saying? So what we ultimately created was, what they ultimately created, the system created, was that women are in competition with one another. You see it all across social media platforms. If this one is doing something, it's trends with this shit. If this one is doing something like, I'll give you a perfect example. Black women now are wearing anime hairstyles, right? The animation with the two puffs. And I'm gonna tell you, honestly, it's very attractive on some women. Oh, y'all don't put that shit on your fucking head. Just like I'm telling you, don't do it. But here's the thing. We've set up a competition where women who have self-esteem issues, you see it, I gotta get my ass bigger than hers. I gotta have my titties bigger than hers. You understand what I'm saying? And they're on these pages and they're competing. For what? For what? You know what that is? Work on yourself. Work on your fucking self-esteem, right? Because the only person, I'm gonna say this, and I say this to every fucking body. I'm not in competition with nobody but this fucking guy sitting right here. This one. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm my best motivator. I look around, I gain inspiration from other people. I never hate on anybody, right? I have some issues with people close to me, right? I don't wish them any ill will, and this is why I stay in the blessed lane, not in the less lane, because I pray for those people, because I'm fucked up. And I try to take into consideration what they may be going through. Once I go through my rage and, you know, I got to vent and all that shit, I'm human, right? But I don't wish them, I want to see every fucking body I know eat. But guess what? You ain't going to eat from this fucking table, but I want to see you eat. You understand what I'm saying? So why are we in such a, even men, like you said, with the dude with the dick hanging in, listen, even men on Instagram, like I'm even guilty of it. I put a picture up there of myself. My self-esteem is fucked up. Listen, this is Kimmy real talk. You know, I have self-esteem issues. I put a picture of me like when my body was at its best. You know, for what?
For what? Understanding that we all okay. So let's go back to okay. So it goes back to this one statement. 360 degrees.
Right.
Everything is connected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Now, you the same but different. You're in a different time frame. Now, what I'm talking about is things I don't understand.
Okay.
And let me tell you what I don't understand, because I don't know what you're selling, because you're not selling anything. You're just.
Yes, I am. When I put my picture up there, hold on, let me stop. I'm selling aesthetics. Remember what I just told you. My self-esteem is in the toilet. So when people like the picture, guess what that does for me?
What that does for you, that boosts your ego.
It boosts my ego.
But you're not putting anything out there to sell.
Right.
You're just putting progress out. There's a difference. See, everything is not always as it seems.
Okay.
You're putting out progress. Then and now, that's a different scenario.
Okay.
That's a difference.
Okay.
I have not seen you put a video out there with your dick swinging.
Right.
Or you,
that woman behind me, did you just hear the grunts?
Listen.
You get ready to get my fucking head knocked off, dude.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
You didn't put a video out there of you cleaning the house in shorts.
Right. Right.
With no shirt on, just cleaning the Who the fuck does this?
Right.
Now, if you were in your own home,
right,
and you wanted to be ass naked cleaning the house, that's one thing.
Right.
But when you video you cleaning the house, what is this video for?
Right.
Now, mind you, if you put this video out to say, "Hey, baby, I'm sending this to my baby," that's a different story.
Okay.
But you're putting out, it's more, it's hundreds of them. And then you have young cats who do this with all this thing hanging down their sweatpants, and it's like, okay, so you got a third leg. Okay, is that a real third leg or is it a fake third leg? That's going to be one. Two, what is this third leg for?
Okay.
The person who's recording this third leg. Now, this is the thing, you have to understand something.
Right.
And ask yourself questions.
Right.
The person who's recording it is making comments about the third leg. And then the person whose third leg this is agreeing to the comment. Oh. And in such a subtle way. Oh. Well, come on, let's go here. Well, wait a minute. So that we can go play with this third leg. That's what I see. And then the question is, now if you have a pair of Nike pants, sweatpants on, a brand new outfit, and you getting a check from Nike, oh, now I understand.
Right,
now I
Right.
understand.
You understand the point.
I
get that. Okay.
Now this, I don't understand these points. I don't understand them.
Right.
Maybe but then again, I'm old enough to realize I am not meant to understand everything.
Right.
This is a new, different era and generation. And then, like I said, with this technology that's going on, we have to still look at if this is being a curse or is this a godsend. I don't find it to be a godsend. I don't find it to be a curse. I just find it to be a double-edged sword.
Right. Well, explain.
And I find it,
okay.
And find it needs to be reeled in.
Excuse me.
It needs to be reeled in, and how does that become reeled in? Because we need to start taking a look at our own existence.
Right.
At one point in time in my life, I used to go for a particular show, the Real Housewives.
Oh, yeah.
I went for it, lock, stock, and barrel. I only watched one. One particular housewife. I don't like to, this ain't.
So I'm assuming this would probably be the Atlanta one. I'm correct.
Well, no, I didn't want to even put that out there. So
All right. Well, I'll put it out there.
So,
it was the Atlanta one. All right.
So I watched this show, and I'm like, ooh, and I started getting into it. And
so did I.
Something happened on the show. I don't know what it is. I couldn't pinpoint it. But something happened on the show that immediately made me question my own existence. It made me question the existence of...
From a fucking TV show?
It made me question the existence of... really, this is how black folk act with change? They ain't got now, mind you,
I see where you're going with this.
Let's go someplace. They ain't got no money. They got change.
Nah, the industry, he just got the fucking money.
Okay,
they're just slaves to the system.
So when something happened on that show, and I'm like, is that how people with change really act? And then it just kept growing and growing and growing. Every time I watched it, I'm like, oh no, I can't watch this anymore. This is
and that's, you know what?
This is just BS.
Not to cut you off. That's where I went with it too. It just turned me off. Like, we watch Ratchet TV now. We have 2 channels. I'm not going to say their names on here, but we have 2 channels, and it's Ratchet TV, and everybody know what I'm fucking talking about because y'all watch that shit too. And it's entertainment, right? But these bitches fight all the fucking time, and I don't use that word, but that's what they act like. You understand what I'm saying? Because mature women don't act like that when you're trying to get a bag.
That's the thing. These ain't kids. These were mature women.
Yeah. These are
and
not
y'all
women.
acting like
they're acting savage. This shit is ridiculous.
And they showed the true nature of themselves.
I don't think it was necessarily the nature. I think it's the dollar. It's all about the dollar. They're driven by the fucking dollar, the fame.
They show their nature.
Right.
Because if you're not a part of that, and that's not who you are, then you wouldn't be there.
But see, this wraps all back around to sexual. We're talking about the sexual culture, right? Sex itself, right? And what are they pushing on them shows? Like you said, I'm not going to say a name again, but the shows like we see it, you know what I mean? Our women are, the asses is like super huge. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And here's the thing. We progress with this onslaught of what women, our women particularly, women of color, black, brown, you understand? Even white women now, right? Are just so concerned with, oh, my titties are sagging. Well, yeah, you had a fucking kid. But guess what? I'm going to tell you something, right? A real mature man, right, understands and respects the essence of a true woman. I just want to put that out there. You understand what I'm saying? Because a real man, baby, let me hold that roll. We like that shit. I do. But personally, see, I do. And it's a sign of maturity. I'm not looking at just aesthetics. I'm looking at the person overall.
That's a different scenario. And see, this is the
no,
thing.
we're talking about sex. It's the same scenario.
It goes back to 360 degrees.
Okay.
But that's a different person. See, there are many different aspects and facets to one's life.
Right.
How you particularly deal with your facets is different than how I deal with mine.
Right.
And how the next person or the next man deals with theirs. Like I said, I'm not knocking anything. If that's what you want to do, take a video like that.
Right. I get what
be
you're
my
saying.
guest. It works.
Right.
But this is.
But we don't know what his lane was. We can't even figure it the fuck out.
And that's why I said, go do you.
Right.
Okay, go do you, my brother. It works for me.
Right.
But if it works for you, it works for me.
Right.
Because I ain't got to live it.
Yeah.
I ain't got to live your truth.
Okay.
I've learned that over my years, and I stopped myself from being invested in everyone else's truth.
Which may be a fucking facade, but go ahead.
And I come to find out, being invested in someone's truth and not being invested in your own truth hampers you.
Exactly.
So,
I agree.
How about I stay in my lane, and if it comes across my table, it comes across my table, and that's what it does. It comes across my table. It does not stop.
Okay.
At the table.
Right.
But everything has a makeup. Everything has an existence. Everything has a time. Sadly, we give it time. We give it credence.
Are we talking about the energy we're giving to people overall? Give me a better understanding.
It's the energy that you give to people,
right,
versus the energy you give to yourself.
Okay.
You'll give yourself 10% of the energy and give someone else 90%, and you have to ask yourself, what am I really giving?
But then again, here we are, right? We're talking about a certain individual, and the funny part I'm glad you brought that up, because the individuals you're talking about are sitting right before you. Like you, myself, my wife, me, we're givers by nature. Everybody doesn't have that cognitive behavior. Most people are fucking selfish. I'm gonna just put it the fuck out there. You know what I mean? They'll see you fucking suffer, squirm, and fucking burn before they look at you and say, it may be at your bottom. And then they'll turn around and say, oh, are you okay? Well, fuck you. You see me falling apart. No, I'm not okay.
No. That's a different scenario as well.
But I'm talking about what I see in you. Me knowing you personally, I know that you're a giver. I've come to you. I've needed things. You've never denied me. If you had it, I could get it.
But
you understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. My wife, the same thing. I am that type of person. Okay.
That's a different scenario. Like I said, you can't go through this particular kind of existence and believing that everything is on a straight path.
Okay.
This path is a tree. It has branches.
Yeah.
This life has branches.
Yeah. Life has forks in the fucking road too. Watch out, people.
Everything that you see on this left side is not necessarily what's happening on the right, and whatever's happening on the right is not necessarily happening on the left. They are not necessarily linked together, but they are.
So let me ask you this then. So we're talking they're not linked together. Are we talking about a person's behaviors or the way they treat others, or like where is this leading to? Because
honestly, the opinion, the ideal is that we as individuals, see, we're not a group.
Right.
This is not the Jackson 5.
No.
We're not a group. We are individuals. We must atone for our own mistakes in our life.
Yeah.
Not in other people's lives. We need to atone for our mistakes.
Yes.
And then the biggest thing is we need to forgive ourselves for the mistakes. Because
Yes.
guess what? We can't go back and fix them. We can't go back and change them. Because it was a mistake. It happened. But now the only thing we can do is learn from it and learn how to not forget, but get past it. Because a lot of the stagnation that goes on in the world is our own inability to move forward.
Exactly. I want to stop you right there because you touched on something that you touched on earlier. So now we're back speaking in regards to like that person who may have some cracks in the armor, who may be broken, right? So you just gave us some really good information in regards to that. How do you help that person though? I mean, because now you're talking in the process of them assessing themselves, figuring themselves out, right? How, in your personal opinion, can we help somebody like that in their journey?
Not.
You gotta be supportive.
Oh no, that's a difference.
That's what I'm talking about.
No,
I'm not
that's
talking about help. I'm talking about support.
That's different.
Okay.
Help and
help
support,
right?
Help and support are two different things. Sometimes the best thing you would ever do for someone is to do absolutely nothing.
Oh. Okay.
Life is a journey. Sometimes you will have faults. You will fall. You will scratch your damn knee. You will go through this.
Well, the scriptures say we fall 7 times, you know.
But
what did Jesus say?
But you will get through. I saw something the other day on the video. I don't know how I ran across it. You know, I'm just thumbing through it. And I saw someone jump out of a window.
Wow.
Then I had to watch it again to make sure there's something what I saw.
Right.
What I saw.
Really saw. Okay.
And then I said, I can only watch this twice. I can't watch this again. And I kept moving on.
Okay.
But things like that stick in your head. So you have to ask yourself, how broken was this person?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
well,
could I have helped
mm-hmm.
him if I was there? Yes, maybe. If I would have had conversation with him, yes, maybe I could have. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something about individuals. People, some people, you can assess what they're going through. And you will know where and when to be there.
Okay.
See, as I said earlier, if not here before, when you minister to someone else, you also minister to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hell thyself.
Now, with that being said, we are not fixers. We can't fix what we did not break. I never said give up on that person.
Right.
I just said you can't go in like an army.
And I agree with that.
You have to let that person show you when it is convenient for you to come in.
Okay.
Sometimes the best thing you can actually do for a person is just be there.
Right.
Don't say a word. Just let them vent. They may need to want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bitch, you want a drink?
Right.
No, I don't want a damn drink. I want a scotch. I don't go to... Okay, here's your scotch. Okay, I'm going to have mine. And, you know, we sit here. Okay.
All right,
Are you done? Are you done now? Can we go eat? No, I don't want to eat. I'm upset.
Right.
Go in the refrigerator and pull out that roast so I can get the cook. You have to see now. With that analogy, I'm not projecting myself upon them.
Okay.
I'm just letting them know.
Well, you know
I'm here.
What you're doing is, you know what, and I do that as well. You know what I do? Sometimes when I'm in my right state of mind, because I'm pretty fucking bad, but when I'm in my right state of mind, right, what I try to practice on a daily basis is what I call a temperature check. So if I see you today, like I've looked at you days, right, and you notice I pause before I speak. And the reason I pause before I speak is because it's somebody I care about. Like I see anything in the street, I do. My wife will tell you, like, I'm just spontaneous. But if it's somebody I care about, mad, I look at them, right? And I try to assess, like you and I just talked about, right? What kind of day they're having from the time their feet hit the floor, right? I don't come out with a fucking joke. It might not be fucking joke time. They might have just lost somebody. I don't know what transpired between the last time I saw them. So I try to do a temperature check, you know what I mean?
But a person will always let you know.
Right, that's why I do that.
What they're going through.
Right.
And just because a person is smiling all the time don't mean that they're happy.
Exactly. That would be me.
Okay, just because the person smiles don't mean that they're going to be happy. See, I ain't that smiley person. I'm just like, go the fuck away and leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
I'll let you know when I'm ready to be fucking bothered.
Okay.
And sometimes that is nothing more than that's nothing more than a mechanism, a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to know what I'm going through.
Right. Right.
I'm not willing to talk about that right now.
Right.
So I'll give you this mug, like, you know, go to what do you want? What do you want?
Right.
Honestly, because I really don't give a shit what you want. Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
I really don't care what you want.
Right.
Well, see, that comes from going back and understanding thyself. I had to figure out, I know I'm a giver, I know I'm this, I know I'm that. Mm-hmm. I'm not stopping that, but I'm putting a halt to that transition.
Okay.
I'm not transitioning out of it, I'm transitioning better than.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, what you got from me yesterday, be happy that you got it yesterday.
Right.
Today is a brand, you know, when people make, we're getting ready to go into 2025 now.
Mm-hmm.
And people are making plans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this for 2025. I'm going to do this. I want to go exercise. I want to do. How about this? Wake up in 2025.
Okay.
Wake up first,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll plan the day.
Okay.
Because right now we ain't in 2025. We haven't got there yet. We're not promised 2025. But so when 2025 gets here, and God wakes me up for 2025, then I know I still have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what that purpose is, don't know.
Right.
But as He has shown me other parts of my life, He'll show me what my purpose is here.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get there first. I've done that too. Oh, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get, man. And it'd be surprising to know how it failed the first few. I'm going to stop smoking. Mm-hmm.
That's a big one.
I'm going to stop smoking.
That's a big one. Everybody wants to stop smoking.
New Year's Eve.
Right.
New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, you got a cigarette in my damn hand. You try.
Mm-hmm.
I give you A for effort. But we don't, for some reason, don't want to live in our own truth. And we're still trying to figure out every individual is trying to figure out what their truth is.
Right. Right.
I don't know what to tell you. That you will find it.
Mm-hmm.
Give it time.
Mm-hmm.
Be mindful of what you ask God for.
Exactly.
Because sometimes He will give you what you want or what you ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want a good man. Well, first of all, you need to be a good person. Because you just ask God for a good man, but are you a good woman? Okay. See, don't ask for nothing that you are not.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll get who you are. Someone who doesn't give a shit about you.
Well, I sometimes that I agree to disagree with that, because sometimes you will, and sometimes you'll get that good person and you don't have the cognitive skill set to deal with that individual who you ask to be, who you ask for the blessing of, right? You know, like you'll ask for something, right? And people will not be ready for what they're asking for. So I'm trying to do another one as we're doing this.
But that's the thing. If I ask God to show me or send something toward me, I need to be prepared to receive what He sends me. Now, let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
He may not send it to me today.
Okay.
He may not send it to me tomorrow. But He's going to, as long as I keep praying on, He's going to send me what I am asking for. But the longer it takes for it to get here, you have to ask yourself now a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why did it take so long? Because you had to prepare yourself for what He was going to send you.
Right.
See, if you just ask for something, He gives it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You got a good man.
Okay.
He works for a trash company. He picks trash up every day. That's a good man. Goes to work every day. Doesn't gamble. Doesn't drink. Doesn't fight. But you'll turn your back on him.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not what you think. But that's a good man.
Okay.
See, you have to you have to look at what your interpretation of what a good man is.
Right.
Because when you ask God for a good man, He sent you a good man. He sent you that trash man who picks up your trash every day and who smiles at you every day.
Mm-hmm. Who's willing to love you? Who's willing to make the sacrifices?
But you are turning away against what God sent you. But you're saying, but you still ask what God, and you're going to ask God every day for this good man. This man comes to you once a week to take your trash.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain point, God is going to stop sending him.
Right.
He's going to stop sending him because He's sent you several warnings, several signs to let you know that that's the man that you need to be with. Or that's the man that you may need in your existence because that's what you asked for.
Exactly.
But that's how you pretty much have to. I don't know. I think we are doing a bad job, and that includes me, of taking control of our existence and not realizing our existence has meaning. Our existence has purpose.
Okay.
Not just sex and love and, we can be poor together as long as we're together.
Mm-hmm.
We can be rich together as long as we're together. But you have to ask yourself, what do you want? Because we have a bad tendency, and we have a great tendency to ask for things that we are not prepared to give up ourselves. We want good friends, but are you a good friend? It tends to be questionable. And like I said, you get more questions. The older you get more questions than you get answers.
Okay. That's true.
Okay, it's inevitable. The longer you live, you're going to get more questions. But the trick for nowadays or today is to get to the day. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Yesterday happened. You can't change it.
Okay.
If you're somewhat religious or somewhat, listen. God gave you the ability to go forward.
Okay.
Not backwards.
That's right. I want to chime in on that part because I always tell people, right? I even have to do a constant reminder to myself. I just shared this with my wife the other night. I'm having a struggle. I was having some struggles. And, knowing what I know, right? I work in the field. I worked in mental health. I worked in addiction. I work with families, right? Okay. I work with families. And we're going to wrap this up. I work with families and even couples, right? I had to cancel a couple at Cleansland. Oh, no names. At a service I worked at. And I found that, the information that I was putting out, it sounded good, right? But I had to do a self-check because I was full of shit. I'm putting out the information, but I'm not living by the guises and the rules of the shit that I'm putting out. You understand what I'm saying? Because now it's my profession. And I'm repeating these things so many times, but am I living in them? And can I truly be effective in helping people? And I had to say no. I had to be being honest with myself. You understand what I'm saying? And you know what my therapist told me? Oh, he'll your fucking self. You know the information. You have the tools. Why aren't you utilizing them? And that's important to what you said.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to go. And
analyze somebody else.
We can analyze somebody else, and we can go tell somebody else what they need to do. Mm-hmm. But we can't take the same thing that we just told someone else. Like I said, when you minister to someone else, mm-hmm. you're also ministering to yourself.
Right.
And that's when you have to take a look. Okay. We know we are ministering to you, but we don't realize that we're ministering to ourselves. See, that's a different platform now.
Right.
So now when you reach that level of understanding, mm-hmm. now that's just part of your journey.
Right.
So you're not going backwards. you're definitely going forward because you've reached that plateau. Now there are many plateaus in existence, but like I said, when I minister to you, I don't minister just to you. I minister to myself as well, because whatever I'm saying to you is meant for me as well.
Okay, right.
But that's everything. That's through life. Period. It doesn't matter. That's everything we do. When you minister to someone, even when you say hi, you're ministering that hi or that good morning. You know, that good morning is not just for someone else, it's also for yourself. Because now you have to look in the mirror and say good morning to you. Then start the day to say good morning to someone else.
Okay.
Okay? Not only, it's not practicing what you preach, it's being present. I have to be present for me, not for others. Because me being present for others is not helping me.
Oh.
Now, if that's my journey, or if that's my thing that I need to do, then it will be told to me, it will be shown to me. And maybe it is my thing. Maybe I still haven't accepted it. Which is to do something like this.
Okay.
But like I said, as long as he wakes me up, I get to be better than I was yesterday.
Okay. So I want to say this to you because I know you got to go. I want you to give the people something, right? Give them a jewel, because what I normally do, I think I share some of it with you. I write quotes, right? And I try to repeat these quotes to me because it's positive affirmation for the space and place that I'm in, and it helps me. It fuels me. You know, like one of my quotes is, and I have it on my TikTok page. I use it. I used it when I was counseling people. You know, people come in like you say, this and that and the other. And I sit in my office, I sit in my chair, and I just look at them, and I will wait for my moment of entry. And you know what I would tell them? If you don't want your fucking life to be a circus, stop hanging with the clowns. An original quote by your boy. And that's what I'm going to leave you with.
I don't know. Believe life.
Beautiful.
If I had to say something, or believe life, because it's not going to lie to you. It's going to be what it is. If it says it's a rainy day, it ain't sunny. It's rainy.
Right.
Believe it.
Right.
Stop living in this
cocoon in this
fantasy world.
Right.
Okay, this is not a game.
Right. This is your life.
This is life. It's good days and there are bad days, and then there's some fucked up days.
Yeah.
But like I say, if you wake up tomorrow, be better than you were today.
Well, thank you, Calvin. I really appreciate you taking your time to do this, right? Like, we're in the growth stages, but this is what this platform is going to provide. It's going to provide real talk. We're going to talk about real topics, and I'm going to have Calvin again because I love talking. Like I said, I love talking to Cal because me and him, as we can see, me and him can just go and go, and it's free flowing. We agree to disagree, but guess what? We still love each other. There's no animosity at the end of this. We both learn something from each other, and that's what we should be doing as a whole. Be receptive. But, you know, it's just like anything you use, right? It has a delete button on it, or it has a trash button on it. Take what you need. And the rest, if it don't apply, let that shit fly. Delete it. Put it in the fucking trash bin. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank Calvin. And we're going to do this again. Thanks, Cal.
My pleasure.